Um, you get access to football villains. Becoming a member. If somebody you've seen the villains and remembers and they know what they were talking about, basically it's a YouTube membership where you can become a villain. Eventually we'll have it all in one place. But right now it's on YouTube. You can become a football villain and be a part of our private group me. Where basically it's all night talking about football. But what you get is you get access to the videos first. You get access to our perspective, our insight, our connections, and basically premium information that we get, that we find, that we come up through the connections and things that we have that was grass rooted. And this is for the fan that wants more, that needs more information. So become a football villain, man. Join, hit the member button down there, the join button, and become a member. YouTube has it on sale. They'll give you half off the first month. And get more access to the Canes and preview to more information about recruiting, about inside info that we don't really say to everybody. Come check it out, bro. You can always cancel, but you won't. Football villains, man.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. The bottom of the clip of the gunshine state. High. What them boys still voting in that way. Big play. Get it for the 18 if you straight. Get K. And stop hating. It's the motto of the state. High. A lot of face, but it's still real around here. That foreign talk that can get you killed down here.
Run that back.
Better learn the lingo, cause they'll be looking for you in that water finding Nemo. See, Palm Beach County be the craziest. Them Broward County niggas be the craziest. And them Dade County niggas be the wildest. Shout out to
the fan that wants more, that needs more information. So become a football villain, man. Join, hit the member button down there, the join button, and become a member. YouTube has it on sale. They'll give you half off the first month. And get more access to the Canes and preview to more information about recruiting, about inside info that we don't really say to everybody. Come check it out, bro. You can always cancel, but you won't. Football villains, man.
Some of the smartest and fastest growing digital and e-commerce marketers are claiming this one software to be their secret weapon.
Welcome to South Florida. Yeah. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. The bottom of the clip of the gunshine state. High. What them boys still voting in that way. Big play. Get it for the 18 if you straight. Get K. And stop hating. It's the motto of the state. High. A lot of face, but it's still real around here. That foreign talk that can get you killed down here. Niggas better learn the lingo, cause they'll be looking for you in that water finding Nemo. See, Palm Beach County be the craziest. Them Broward County niggas be the craziest. And them Dade County niggas be the wildest. Shout out to Bell Glaze and my niggas at Fort Myers. Salute to all my Florida boys out here on the grind. When niggas out here getting dough with that snow and the sunshine. Ducking nine, waiting at the port to bring in that order. Cause niggas like the pen don't come across that water. Welcome to South. I was born in the South.
Footballville private group me that we have.
We
have 200 people now. Shout out to the members, 200 members, 230 members on YouTube.
In the member section, there you go.
James Williams, both playing the same position, right? How do you envision that working? Are they telling you how that's gonna work, or?
Well, I feel like me and James two different safeties. And I'm more of the ball hogging safety. He's more of the rangy playing, like you couldn't say like in the box, but like a striker position, strong safety.
Right.
And I'm more with the free safety. So I already know in practice that's gonna just build great competition. And when the game comes, it's gonna be easy.
That's what's up.
I know we go hand in hand because it's like we're the same person.
Right.
So he has like his strengths and weaknesses, and I have my strengths and weaknesses. And he could feed off of me, learn how to, I guess, be more of the free safety. Then I can learn off of him, be more of like a closer to the box safety. Right. So I feel like we just gonna make each other better.
Michael Haggard calling me, telling me, hey, he's out here coaching the kids on the field when he was a junior in high school, doing this thing. But when you start playing on that level, the NFL comes up. The NFL comes up, and anytime the NFL comes up, money comes up. There were scouts at the game the other day. And one thing I talk about, man, a lot is the money side of this thing. And I said that I was going to start voicing my opinion on these things and giving other options or advice to kids when they come through, because I understand money is a conversation we don't like to have. We don't like to have it. That's something we don't want to talk about. So when the NFL comes up, so the other day we were having a discussion inside of the Football Villain group me about Cam Kitchens and his success, and then somebody said, "Hey, Marvin," which is his dad. His dad is in the group me. You gonna retire, huh? And Marvin, like any other man, responded back, "No, man, that's not mine. That's not my money. I just want my son to take care of himself. I'm not riding on my son back," and rightfully so. I understand that mindset. That no, I ain't no leech. That's what we take pride in. We take pride in saying those things. I don't want nothing from you. I've heard coaches say that a lot. Nah, man, I don't want nothing from you. You done picked the little joker up and went and got him for 5 years. Brought him dinner 30 times. But the pride in us is like, nah, man, I don't want nothing for you. You've developed a relationship with him, a bond with him as his coach, and then you send him on because you don't want nothing from him. From a parent standpoint, a lot of times we feel the same way. I don't know about any other community, but a lot of our communities, anything is not 100%, but a lot of times I hear that, no, man, that's my son. That's he gonna do what he want to do. That's his money if he was to ever make it. I'm not here to live in his limelight or live on his coattail. One thing LeVar Ball did was showed us a blueprint of a guy owning his family, taking ownership of his kids' talent, ownership of his kids' brand, ownership of his kids' name, and walking them through the process of independency and entrepreneurship. Walking them through the process of, okay, well, this ain't working out for us. Let's pivot, go overseas, find another way. Being there, being a protector, letting people know that, hey,
what's good, man? What's good, man? What's going on, man? Saturday edition, this pregame show is our own edition to college football game day. I got my boy Mitty in here with the new background. Mitty, what's up, bro?
What's good? You hear me?
Yeah. You can hear me? I've been playing with the audio. I don't know if I messed nothing up. Can you hear this clicking? Can y'all hear clicking? Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear the click. Oh, I done clicked everything off the screen. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. It's not OD though. It's not like too much.
Oh man, I'm trying to fix that problem. I'm trying to fix the clicking problem. Y'all let me know. Just keep giving me thumbs up on the audio, man. I'm trying to get this thing together when it comes to audio. So, Matty, what's up, bro?
Not much, man. I'm looking. I'm cautiously optimistic. Obviously,
about today.
We've discussed. I don't think the atmosphere is going to be too much, but for a lot of the guys on this team, they may not have been exposed to this type of situation yet. Hostile environment, maybe a little bit cold on the road.
Oh, it might be cold up there. What are we talking about here?
Hey, didn't you say it's supposed to be like 48, something like that? Oh, that little corner, a little pocket of Miami, we forget. Then when you leave Miami, they got these things called seasons. So, as you can see, I'm down in the t-shirt in the crib. Like I'm at my house with a hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all haven't been out the city, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they had these things called seasons. So definitely gonna be some adversity they're gonna have to deal with and see today. But for the most part, I feel good. I don't think the same way we going through a process, they going through a process. I think our process is a little bit further ahead because Mario has a coaching prowess. He has some chops. He's been through this before whereas what is head coach? Brent Pry? Brent Pry got a whole different caliber of coaching he got to go through. And I didn't understand this until I saw Manny Diaz, and I talked about this after Manny Diaz left. We talked about there's levels. There's absolutely levels in coaching. There are guys who have been there before, who have seen it, who've been through it, who have certain scenarios that they got to be able to coach through that other coaches who have been there and seen it already. They're like, oh, I remember this happened against, guys like Steele. It's probably nothing that Kevin Steele hasn't seen under the sun. It's part of the reason why I loved him being here. Even with guys like Josh Gaddis, you know what I'm saying, having that prowess being Alabama as the OC. There's levels. So there's gonna be things that Josh Gaddis may see and he can adjust with and change on the fly. And that's something that we're not accustomed to. I don't know if Virginia Tech head coach has those levels yet. So we'll see.
So you don't know if you have those levels yet?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get into that, man. First thing, 786-405-9499. If y'all want to get down with the IOD squad, 786-405-9499. If y'all want to get down with IOD squad, we're going to get in here, man. We're going to talk about some other games, some big games today, bro. Florida State, Clemson, I guess that's a big game to us. We got Alabama, Tennessee. Some breaking news just jumped out on that. Who else we got today? We got USC and Utah. That's a decent matchup. Michigan and Penn State. This is a video we shot last week, man. Some people having fun before the game.
Yeah, USC Utah. That's interesting because it might be. Emphasis on might be. That might be USC first test of the actual season.
Is it?
I don't think they've been tested up to this point.
No, they ain't playing nobody yet, though.
No, people quietly forget. Like Mario was dominant because it's kind of like the ebbs and flows that happens in our conference, right? It seemed like it's very rare to see, at least since we've been in the ACC, see FSU up and then UM up at the same time. It's like a seesaw. One is up, the other one's usually down. I've seen the similarities with USC and Oregon. USC been down.
Oregon, some of the same stuff.
Yeah. USC been down. And shout out to Panama City King. Just became a member.
Oh, we ain't even got the comments closed. Shout out to y'all, bro. Let me see. I'm gonna add that right there. Boom. We should have Rich join us soon, man. And I think X will be jumping in here soon. Okay. So yeah, man, we're gonna have a full party this morning, man.
All right.
X just had a birthday.
Shout out to X, man. Happy birthday, X. I let him know when to get on. But I was saying, yeah, USC has been down, obviously, while Mario was there. Oregon was up. And you can see USC was still recruiting. They were still getting talent. It's not the same as far as the caliber.
The caliber of talent.
So Utah is a team that don't got that much talent, but they just coach very well.
Utah.
Yeah.
Well coached.
Yep. So that might be why it's a challenge for USC. Outside of that, though, I don't think a single team on their schedule challenged them yet. And then, what's the other game you said?
Oh, it's Michigan, Penn State, Florida State, Clemson. Michigan, Penn State, Florida State, Clemson. So listen, they just broke maybe 30 minutes ago. Bryce Young will start at Tennessee, and I know Tennessee, like, man, what the? like, what are y'all talking about? I don't know if it's a hoax. He had a shoulder injury, right, to his throwing hand. Was it his throwing arm?
To be honest, I wasn't even following that. I know he was out,
But
and
yeah.
they said Jalen Milroe's coming in there, and the only thing I heard is that Jalen Milroe is significantly taller than Bryce Young.
Jalen Milroe like RoboCop or somebody, man. I don't know where they found dog at.
They said it's basically gonna be that situation when Bryce leave. You know, they got another one basically.
You got another one. Yeah, man. So basically, they're saying that Bryce Young will start today at Tennessee. I think that's like a 3:00 game. We're gonna bring my boy X in here. X, what's good, bro? Yeah, so basically saying Bryce Young will get the start today at Tennessee. Tennessee playing really well. This year, even though Tennessee got in a little trouble, right?
Did they? I wasn't tracking.
X, didn't they get in a little trouble for handing off some garbage, some McDonald's bags or something?
I don't see X in here. Oh, there you go.
X, didn't Tennessee get in a little trouble?
Yeah, that was last year. Last year with well, not last year. The year before when they had Coach Pruitt. They was doing the garbage bags. They was giving out the money with the garbage bags.
That's what I thought.
SEC, they not gonna do nothing to the SEC, man. They're allowed to cheat.
But on top of that, I mean, beside that, Tennessee is 5-0.
Yeah,
they 5-0.
They got the perfect. They got the perfect coach for their offense that they want to run. Before he got there, Tennessee was still kind of like you will. Still trying to stick with tradition, a traditional offense, pro style offense that just wasn't working. Everybody was going from that, especially when you're not getting all the top players anymore. You gotta use what you got. You know what I'm saying? Spread them out. And they coach. He's doing the perfect job right there. I thought he was actually going to get the job to Oklahoma first, but looks like he just wanted to stay at Tennessee.
Yeah. Dog, you had a birthday party, dog. What you did for your birthday this week, man?
Some of everything.
Let us hit the PG-13.
Oh,
version.
We had a little get together on Sunday. Hung out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Went to lunch on Thursday on my actual birthday with my mama. Then yesterday I went to dinner, and I'm tired. I can't hang no more.
That man celebrated his birthday all week, man. So my lady be talking about, we gonna celebrate my birthday the whole month.
Facts. Happy birthday, X.
Thank you, man. 41. You gotta have you some fun. 41.
Darn, dog, you 40?
Yeah, just turned 40.
Darn, boy, I can't wait till I turn 40. Darn. But no, man.
Bryce Young started. I think that's a bad decision for him.
Why?
I don't think. Because you just look at it like if he plays and he still gets hurt, his draft status goes down.
Yeah. That Alabama coach don't even allow them to think like that. You remember that boy playing that championship with that messed up leg?
Yeah, it doesn't, man. But I mean, I'm just thinking as him. You know what I'm saying? I'll wait maybe a couple more games to get my arm back better. But Alabama coach is definitely gonna say you're not gonna get hurt. Come on and play.
I just think they buy in and they believe. You know what I'm saying? Then we also got Ole Miss and Auburn. Lane Kiffin over there, 6-0, ranked number 9 in the nation.
Ole Miss undefeated?
Yep.
That's right.
Anybody want to backpedal? Anybody in the comment section? Anybody in the comment section want to backpedal and erase their Mario pick and say, "Hey, I would have took Lane." Anybody in the comment section?
Everybody gonna say they would have took Lane because they wanted the easier fix, which would have been fast. Like this year, we probably would have been good. Nobody wanted to say, "Well, we're gonna take Mario, and it's gonna be a process. It's gonna be 3 years before we."
Why does Lane fix it fast? Like, wait a minute. Like, hold up now. What does Lane walk in here with that Mario don't walk in here with?
Well, Lane is an offensive mind. He's an offensive-minded coach. So what he would have did was he would have just brought our offensive staff and say, well, one thing we know is our offense going to score. You know what I'm saying? So with Mario, he bringing in different staff on both sides of the balls. You know what I'm saying? So the identity of the team is like, where is it at? You know, the identity of the team is really supposed to be, okay, well, we're going to be strong up front. We see that with the D-line. The O-line started out good, but you know they've been kind of non-existent the last 2 games. So, you know, Lane Kiffin would have came out. He probably would have been scoring 40-something, 50 points a game. Nobody would have nobody would have talked about the offense. Everybody would have said, well, the offense scored 50 points. They wouldn't say nothing about the defense. The defense giving up 40 points.
But what about you, Mehdi?
I agree. It would have been a quick fix, but then in 3 years, the NFL present him with some Cliff Kingsbury type shit. He would have been gone. He would have been, and then we would have been right back to square one. Like, dang, Donovan Dyke would have been in the league. You know what I'm saying? We would have been riding high. Jake Garcia probably would have thrived in Lane Kiffin's offense. But he would have been gone by the time Ja'Carri or Jaden took the reins. And then we right back at square one. Process ain't supposed to be easy, and Lane. And I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this. Lane Kiffin is you in the drive-thru at Mickey D's. Mario is you sitting at, you know, whatever your favorite steakhouse is. It takes time for that process. The chef in the back is doing the things that he needs to make sure that he, you know, season the meat right, pause, you know, put things in perspective, make sure your sides are good. And people don't understand that because nobody believes in processes anymore. Nobody believes in the journey. Everybody just wants, I want this to be good. And I don't blame Kings fans. It's been 2 decades since we had a quote unquote process. I don't blame them. I promise you I don't. But Lane would have been the guy who showed up here, and we would have been stands would have been packed. We definitely beat and at least on the offensive side. Defense, I don't know. On the offensive side, we definitely beat A&M.
Look at that comment.
The offense
Look at that comment. The guy, what's his name? Enzo Marcos just said Lane Kiffin is a young Bobby Petrino. I totally agree. Lane Kiffin got here in Miami. He got here in Miami in a year or 2. You'd be like, man, Lane got caught in the strip club with a bunch of strippers.
Oh man, that's messed up, man. We gonna get Lane that.
Hey man, we done heard some stories about Lane already now.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, but he definitely would have been. And like I said, I literally said I'm not trying to be offensive when I say this. I was like, oh, Lane ain't no McDonald's. Come on. It's like I'm not trying to be. I'm saying the process is quicker. When you go into the drive-thru of a restaurant, you understand McDonald's been serving easily over 1 trillion people at this point. You know what you're getting, right?
Right.
But do we know that the process is? Do they actually do they actually care about the process of them making your burger and your fries and all that stuff? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. But it's just the process doesn't take it doesn't have much intricacy as Mario's will. So
I think what we all missing is, oh man, shout out to JIG. Them boys becoming members today. Shout out to JIG becoming a member, man. JIG 803 Kane. Shout out to y'all, man. Go to the member section, man, and just scroll down. Or I'll put it in there at some point. We get Rich in. Oh man, I got my boy Rich in the back. I can let y'all go cruise control now, man. I can go ahead and do some stuff in the back, man, and drive traffic in here and put up these graphics and stuff. Rich, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
Rich, what's happening?
What's up? Well, so
Hey,
what I'm
for
gonna say about
those
Lane?
for
Huh?
those who don't have who don't have the streaming or the game, follow, mostly everybody following Caneville. I'm gonna be doing live tweets from for the game because a lot of people
On
asking
the
me like,
Cane
man, what's the
on the
streaming?
Caneville
I'm like,
Twitter.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
ESPN 3, right?
ESPN 3, but not everybody has ESPN 3.
Hmm.
They saying it's like it's a certain one. I think it's from Disney or something like that that you gotta have.
Yeah.
So so it's not on ACC Network.
No.
So if you have your cable provider and you go to ESPN3.com and you log in with your service provider's information, all the games, all them Jackson State, all the Willie Coochie
Oh
State,
yeah.
School of the
So it should be
Blind, all
there.
them schools will pop up.
Willie
Okay.
Coochie
Yeah.
State.
That's very telling that we're not on ACC Network. It's probably like
Hey man.
ain't nobody gonna be watching this damn game, so y'all get to go, y'all get to sit in the booth. So
So explain it to the people what you're saying. You're saying we're not on ACC Network. That means what?
if you have a cable provider,
it's kind of bad we not on ACC Network. You looking at Virginia Tech and UM, like these supposed to be two schools that should be on AC Network or should be playing at least at 3:30 or a later game. They playing at 12:30 for one, and it's not on the ACC Network. You just basically saying, hey, y'all two schools we don't care about.
Man, you know what? I had a conversation at the bar last night with a dude who's he's a big Michigan fan, and he seemed to be pretty he seemed to be pretty excited. That Big Ten would consider adding a University of Miami because from his take, it would be more competitive as opposed to like how the Big Ten is now with Michigan and Ohio State being, the team that usually comes out of, the Big Ten.
Right.
So what y'all think about that?
I didn't even get my Lane Kiffin take. What you think about
Oh,
that? You good. I'm gonna go back to it.
no, hey, Street, go ahead, do your Lane Kiffin thing, then we'll jump on that.
So Rich, hold that. We're gonna get back to that, all right?
No problem.
So Lane Kiffin. So basically Lane Kiffin coming here, right? I think we had the offense going. But do y'all want Lane Kiffin to be the one here as University of Miami rebuild? Like, do y'all want Lane Kiffin to be the man in here, right? As University of Miami go through a rebuild, building buildings, putting up things, restructuring what the campus look like. Y'all would want Lane Kiffin to be the trigger man in here as that go on?
Nah, not me. I don't think they make those decisions even if Lane comes. I think they still say, hey, well, we'll stick with our little IPF. We'll put money in, we'll invest money in other situations, but that's about it. Like,
right.
We're not gonna build no football facility. Get new equipment for the weight room, new stuff. The AC unit thing they got that's on practice field, I don't think they do all that type of stuff with Lane. So.
If Lane was here, you don't think they do all that?
Yeah, nah.
Rich. If Lane was here, Rich is our business guy. You just got you got your master's or your doctorate. What did you just get, Rich?
Masters.
Just got his master's from Penn State, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was over there with Manny, snoozing, drinking booze. Hey, would Mario have got the financial backing? I mean, would Kiffin have got the same financial backing if he was here instead of Mario?
I would say no, because he wouldn't have known to ask for it. Because part of getting the financial backing is asking for it. And sometimes you might ask for too little. Here's what I mean. It's just like when you go to a venture capitalist and you ask for, $250,000, and you should be asking for $1 million. That way, you and your business partners could be, full time in the business and take advantage of, the short period of time that you have to capture the market, right?
Right.
So with Kiffin, I believe he would be just like you guys mentioned, splash and dash offense, putting up 60, 70 points, get everybody excited, get all the kids excited to come to Miami, and he would really lean on, just like the other coaches did, he would have leaned on getting the best players from Florida and not necessarily investing in things like the discipline that it takes in order to have a long-standing program, right? Like Clemson they have a program now. It's different. Alabama has a program. You know what you're getting into when you sign up for it. So I think he would have won some games. He would have definitely won some bowl games. But I think that crash and burn factor would have been detrimental because you're relying on kids to go build up the program, not the facilities. And quite frankly, the level of care. Like with Mario, this is kind of a heart thing, you know? He wants the kids to be at the best facilities because he was a kid here. You get what I'm saying? So it's not just a head thing where he's like, if I just get all the recruits from South Florida, we're gonna be good and we can run the score up and beat everybody. That's a good thought, but from the heart, when you think about where these kids come from, their background, providing a first class experience for them, as well as winning. Deion Sanders said that about Jackson State when he was talking about when they had the whole water crisis, and his number one concern was making sure that the kids was in the best of facilities. They had their hotel arrangements. They knew where they were going to lay their head at night. Football became secondary to Deion because it's a heart thing with him being a coach. So that's my take on that.
And Lane Kiffin did not build Ole Miss. Ole Miss was built way long before Lane Kiffin got that Jackson Lee Hart.
Yeah.
You ever been to Ole Miss? Ole Miss was built way before Lane got there. So that's a dumb statement. But I agree with Rich though, man. Yeah, I don't think Lane. Lane would have definitely just say, man, let's go some points. He's not gonna go out there and ask for deserved money. Lane would have been good for social media because he was going to make people laugh, or he would have trolled, the rival schools and stuff like that. And it would have just been like, okay, let's make something look good for a couple years, and then what's next after that? You still searching. Everybody else still growing, but you still trying to get your first football facility or whatever that's going on. So. But we all know Lane offense would have been Lane offense. You would have scored some points, so all the fans would have been excited because that's what they looking for. Just score some points.
Street, you muted.
Today Miami gets Virginia Tech. When I saw it yesterday, there was 7.5. Right, 8 points this morning. It's 8 points this morning. We're in Virginia Tech. We're on the road. Let me see if I can find out how cold it is. You know how cold it is? 48 degrees. They're saying it's 48 degrees.
Yeah, they were saying 48, but they said like 48, but by the time game time started, it'll be like in the 60s.
Right. Virginia Tech has a good defense. The quarterback, Grant Wells. Their defense suck. That's the stronger part of their team because their offense is horrible. Well, let's put it that way. The stronger part of their team is their offense because defense because their offense is horrible.
Well, that's
quarterback got 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 6 touchdowns. He got 7 interceptions. Their leading rushers. King, he had 43 carries for 257 yards. Damn, my leading receiver is Mallory, huh?
Hey, the funny thing that you see their big receiver, The big receiver that Virginia Tech has, the big receiver, he's 6'2". I think he's a 5th or 6th year receiver. I mean, senior. He, for some reason, he plays pretty good against UL.
The guy who had the cast on his arm, the same guy? Oh, that's the guy. That was Virginia.
Yeah, that was Virginia. No, I'm talking about this guy. This guy, I think he had a decent game against UM last year and the year before.
K. Smith?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's check up K. Smith. Caleb Smith, it can't be him. He's 6'2".
I said he's 6'2". I said the big receiver. I mean, well, that's kind of
that ain't big.
That's bigger than all our receivers.
But he's 222 pounds.
That's big. That's
that is big. Yeah. 6'2", 222 pounds. So yeah, man, we're going to Virginia Tech, man, and it feels like one of them games we should win. Medi, talk to me, though. Like, what can we get out of this game and feel good? Because it's one of those games, you're 8-point favorite. It's like, once again, like, damn, just another ACC win. What can we get out of this game, man?
We can get a further understanding of, like I said last week, the levels that Josh Gattis has from a coaching perspective. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would like for the run game to come back. I don't foresee it. I see this being another one of those, try to throw for, 5 million yards against the secondary. I see him making a mistake today. Just because their secondary, like people think Virginia secondary is like a bunch of like walkover. Like not like I think he thinks they're a bunch of walkovers. Like they're not that great, but there's absolutely some talent in that secondary. Their coach is going to get them up, like I said, because every team wakes up from Miami. It's the rest of the conference they don't wake up for. So Tyler may make a mistake, having a mistake or two. I'm going to reserve my judgment on just saying, like, yep, throw him overboard. Yeah, I'm not doing that this week. Mario's already made it clear. Tyler's the guy, so that's who it is. And you can't do the back and forth. You know what I'm saying? He's made that very clear, so I'm leaving it at that.
So be clear with me. Be clear with me, though. You saying Tyler makes some mistakes today?
Yeah, but I think we still win.
Okay, so you think Tyler goes back to struggling. And usually when Tyler heat up now, he heated. Usually when he heat up, he going. So you think
and when I say mistake, I don't mean mistakes solely means that he's gonna cool down. I just see him making some mistakes. Like we threw the ball almost 60 times last week.
50, I think it was like 57.
50.
He was like 40. He was 45, 57, something like that. 45, 57.
That's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? I got the Kings winning, but
he had to because the running game was horrible. Like,
yeah, so
we averaged like 1.8 yards or 2.2, something like that a carry.
We had 34 yards total rushing for the game.
I don't think, but again, like I don't know. Street is talking about their defense. Their defense, Virginia Tech defense isn't good, but like I keep seeing in the comments, everybody plays UM good. Everybody have a good game against UM, so
yeah,
they might have a linebacker who might come out there and have 25 tackles. And the quarterback might come out there and throw for 500 yards just because, he see an orange UM jersey across the field.
25 tackles?
Yeah. He might pull some Dan Morgan type game.
I'm telling you, for some reason, like people seem to just
Virginia
that
Tech
logo hold weight.
Virginia Tech defense, since X keep hitting me across the head by they not being that good, right? Okay, that's the best. That's the part of their team. That's their strength because their offense is hard. But look, passing yards allowed. Miami 262, Virginia Tech 202. Rushing yards allowed. We allow 100 yards. They allow 138. But we ain't that good either. Let's just start saying we ain't that good.
How much points? How much points they giving up per game?
That ain't that. I find that for you though. That ain't that. Let me see total yards. Okay, no. Here we go right here. Ooh. Points per game. What? We're allowing 21 points a game. They're allowing 26.
26. We score 32 a game.
We score 32 and they score 20. Right. Their offense is horrible. That's what I'm saying. But I mean,
so they giving up. We
Every
giving up
game is
362 yards and they give up 341 yards, which 20 yards. I mean 20 yards more. Um,
we're in the same boat.
I don't.
Listen, we're the same team. Nah, listen. They. I don't know if their quarterback. I don't know what's up. He's not young. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but they're having a hard time passing the ball. 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, or something like that. Um, I today. What are you looking to get out of it, Rich? What can come out of this game? Could this begin the beginning of a run? Like what can come out of this game?
I'd really like to see a lot more receivers touch the ball. So one of the things coming out of the UNC game that some people had questions about was we spread the ball, which was great, but it's some players who didn't get on the field. And if we playing Virginia Tech and we know that they're not good, we want to see if, those guys like, Romello Brinson, who didn't get on the field last week, if he gonna get on the field and what he could do. I mean, we got Kobe Young on the field. You know what I'm saying? So let's get Romello in the game. Let's get more of our dogs in the game and give them some game time experience. So I like Mehdi mentioned, I don't think we're gonna run the if we do run the ball. I'd also like to see more running backs get on the field. Hopefully, we got some guys that are coming back now. This is week 6 or 7. So we should have some guys that are coming back. So I'd like to see more guys on the field on offense, and we can't get blurred on defense. For the love of God, please. Like we don't want to see that again.
Yeah,
We don't
X,
want
you
to end up
muted.
on ESPN.
You
Yeah,
muted X.
I got it. What you say, X?
Say can't keep giving up them big plays, man. Can't keep giving up them big plays.
6 of them in 2 games. Everybody in the house at that press conference said like they've never seen six big plays like that, not giving up in 2 weeks. Even when we were great, like you were saying that we've never had like six big plays like that in 2 weeks. I think a lot of that goes back to I think a lot of this stuff happens when you get a new staff and everybody's trying to gel and get it together. When you didn't import a staff, even though still say most of the defensive coaches know each other coming in here. Not sure if they coached together, had a chemistry, but I think a lot of that stuff you get when you get a lot of that stuff is miscommunications. People sometimes think that a big play means Tyree Stevenson at cornerback, or a big play means a lot of times it's just miscommunication. A lot of times it's just miscommunication. If you're just getting here, man, 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with ILD squad, that's investor die. Just send us a text and say IOD. I'll pin a link in the comment section in a second. What other big game we got today? Manny Diaz versus Michigan.
Before we go there, this has been on my mind for a little bit, and I want to get everybody's thoughts on this. You just made a very interesting point about miscommunication, coaches gelling, and I want to get everybody's thoughts on the panel about this. Why, when a big play is allowed, nobody seems like they come for a steal. They come for the player, and the players own it. The coaches own it too. But when we not scoring in the red zone, or when or flip side, when Tyler throws for the second most passing yards in history in a game, Josh Gaddis don't get the credit. Someone explain that to me.
I mean, we was laughing about that in the chat last week when Tyler was having such a great day. We were saying hashtag Gaddis fault, right? Because we knew that everybody else is not even going to mention that these are, I mean, Gaddis is running these plays, so. But I don't know. What is the chat saying?
I think. I mean, you know, I don't want to be the homer here, but maybe they don't want to give the black offensive coordinator credit. It's easier to blame the black offensive coordinator.
Hey, let's take race out of it. Let's take race out of it, right? Take race out of it. Let's exclude race. Let's say he was purple.
Don Snaps has a good comment.
The question is why? The question is why? Why does Tyreek? Oh man, is it because it seems like that's a one-on-one, like that's a one-on-one thing? You know what I'm saying? It seems like that's a one-on-one thing, and you don't know if he's in zone or man, so you can point your finger at Tyreek because he the one behind the dude, ass and elbows. He the one running behind the dude. And you say, hey, Tyreek got bombed, then Ivy got bombed. But then when Tyler goes off for 590, that's further to the left. You can see Tyler throwing for 490. I mean, and nobody ever. But when it goes wrong, and Tyler's not taking shots, and he's struggling the first 4 games, it's Gaddis, right? Still hasn't got any like real heat. For nothing. Any real heat for none of it. So in the comment section, why do you guys think? Like, why? Because Gaddis been getting it and taking it since Bethune. We ain't throw no 9 routes. Yeah. Which comments you talking about Don made? Which comment, Rich?
The one that says at first we were blaming coaches, but now we're starting to see its execution at 9:36.
Yeah.
Or 8:36 for y'all.
Let me see.
And Tavares Capers, is that related to TJ Capers?
That's his dad.
Oh,
TJ Capers.
That's his dad.
This Capers, football field, bro. I mean, I was just hanging with him last night at the game. He was, man, you see here, man. He gave up on the play. He gotta have a quarterback sack, man. Chill, Dad. One linebacker in the nation. Chill. They'd be lit at the game, though, dog. They'd be lit at the game. But nah, that's his dad.
That's what dads do. They always be coaching.
Yeah.
But back to the question. I'm gonna read some of these comments here, man. And y'all go on with it. Rich, you said why you think Rich? Why do you think Rich?
Yeah,
Rich Gaddis? Yeah, I went.
He went first. Rich went first.
Mm.
I mean, like I say, it's easier for someone to be blamed when, I mean, they're always a coordinator, so they're not going to give him the credit just because he threw for 490. Oh, we should have been doing that every game. Why you only doing it this game now? You know, that's the blame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
when Tyler started going off last year, right? The theme of that whole thing was Lashley offense. Wasn't it?
Lashley offense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you the crazy thing about it. It was Lashley offense, but it was actually what was the wide receiver coach name? Likens. It was Likens because Likens was the pass game coordinator. So Likens was, I guess they were saying, okay, well, Likens started putting in more passing plays down the field, which helped TVD.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's you can never give Lashley the full credit. You had to, give Likens some of the credit too. So.
Right. Yeah, but I think it doesn't have anything to do with brand. Did Lashley come in here with a brand of football that was recognizable? Does Gaddis have to create a brand and a recognizable brand as an OC? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
whose brand is more recent that you've seen executing?
Right.
Lashley's, or because Lashley's last brand was with Auburn under Gus Malzahn, right? But that was a few years ago now.
Well, I think he didn't do nothing to SMU. Nothing.
No, he did, but that's SMU. Like the
That's
caliber.
SMU.
Yeah, the caliber is lower. Like we just saw Gaddis' offense, contrary to what Michigan fans may tell you,
Yeah,
last year
no,
in the playoff.
Michigan. I was sitting next to a Michigan fan, and he was like, honestly, and this was him being a Michigan fan. He was like, I have no idea why Gaddis took the Miami offensive coordinator job. He was like, isn't that like a step backwards? I was like, what? Come on. I had to explain to him, the brand, which is University of Miami, because in his eyes, he was like, that's a step backwards. I'm like, yeah, but you a Big Ten Michigan guy. Of course you're gonna say that.
At that point,
they're looking at it like, look at the records. Yeah, look at the records. That's how they're looking at it. Look at the records this year.
At that point, Rich, you should have told him to slide you on the molly that he had popped, because or tell the bartender, hey, I'm having whatever the hell he drinking, because
right.
I think Lashley brand came from like Maddie said, the Auburn. And then when he got to SMU offense was moving, they was scoring, but then he still had it was Sonny Dykes was the coach, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when SMU offense was doing good, everybody was calling Sonny Dykes was the genius. You know what I'm saying? They would say, okay, yeah, Lashley, you the quarterback coach in this and OC, but that's really Sonny Dykes' offense. So when Lashley got here, the first year with King, we was like, okay, well, it looks kind of all right, but because King making it better because he could run. You know what I'm saying? So teams are saying, hey, we got to watch out for this guy when he run, and then he could throw a pass and somebody's open. The next year, you see King was limited, and you're like, uh-oh, but Lashley offense ain't, and then when TVD first got there, it was like, oh, man, something not right. But then once Likens implemented his stuff, Lashley offense. He goes and get him a head coaching job.
Right. So, okay, so let's be clear. When we talk about brand, right? We talk about brand. Brand can be created anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Malzone created it at Tulsa. Like, brand can be created anywhere. I think Lashley has a more of a brand on intent on what he's coming in here to do. Gaddis had success more recent, right? Gaddis doesn't have a brand. He doesn't have a face. We don't even know what he was coming in here to do. You see what I'm saying? He's trying to build that. He's trying to establish what he is and what he is in this game. That's what I'm saying. I think Lashley bring 2-3 people with him. They speed up practice. They're going to go fast. We knew what he was coming in here to do. But I know when TVD had, back to what the original question, when TVD went on that run, it was Lashley's offense. So people who just get in here in the comment section, the question was like, when the Ivy get bombed, when Tyreek get bombed, they get the blame. You know what I'm saying? Like, why, when TVD have a great game, Gaddis doesn't get the blame? Because it goes the other way. Right, Maddie? That was your question, right? Like,
correct. I was asking why, when a big play gets allowed, and mind you, all the coaches take, because that's what good coaches do. They understand they got to coach better. They got to, get the players in a better position to execute better, right? And we can see adjustments. We can definitely see, like we gave Cam allowed that deep play to happen, and then Cam, it seemed like on the same play, goes and picks the ball off again. When they try to execute it again, and got Drake May really, and what I would call, rattled. We'll get Steele all the credit in the world for that. Like, Steele set them guys up, and spoke to him. And that's fine. I just find it interesting so interesting that when all of a sudden it's now, and I called it, last week, this is not the same offense because we can't run the ball. Beginning of the year, the run schemes, everything was happening. We was running the ball. All of a sudden now we can't run the ball, and we got to throw for almost 60 times a game, which should not be happening. Like, good college offenses are balanced. And so why is it now suddenly when Tyler goes off, it's not Gaddis' fault. Nope, that's Tyler. Like as if before the play, a play's not called, and then a person has to go out there and say, hey, other 10 guys, here's the play. Here's what we're doing. Get out the snap, set height, throw the ball. That has nothing to do with Gaddis. That is purely Tyler. Right? According to our fan base. Right. But deep play happens. Man, Tyreek sorry as hell, man. Why the hell we brought him here? He should have stayed at Georgia. It'll never be steal, right? And I just find it so interesting that that's the dynamic. Like that's the back and forth. And I just want to know what it is because it seems like our fans, they do it for one side of the ball, they do it, and the other side it doesn't happen. So every now and then you hear the heat isn't the same. Every now and then you hear Steele name because you're gonna get those two people in here saying, I've been yelling Steele since, but the heat isn't the same, and y'all understand what I'm saying. The heat is the same. So X dog, what you like today's game, man? Anything you want to see? Like you want to see more of the 88 or
I want to see zero. If anybody, I want to see out there, but
zero.
Nah, I want to see them. You know, a more balanced offense. You know, we can run and throw the ball at the same time. You know.
Wait up, 1 second on zero. Somebody just put in the comment section. I think zero transferring. Somebody, I had a comment up here. Before you get next, I think they said Redding's out today. Is he? Put that in the chat. Yeah, he got on the street clothes, so we might be seeing zero if he transferring or not. It's up to him to play. But okay, on the zero transferring thing, we talked about that in the member group meet. What, a week ago? For the football villains.
Yeah.
Like a week ago, we talked about that. We just don't always come when stuff is like that. We kind of talk about it amongst us. Shout out to my boy Philip Buchanan, man. Philip always giving me insight on stuff. Philip say he like when we get together and do this, bro. He said we better than Kirk Herbstreit and
That's what's up.
He like when we get together and do this. So Redding is out. Where you got that? Where you got that from? GroupMe? Yes, and I think he got a picture too. Shout out to my dog Coke Dog, man. He on the ground. He said he told me last night I think he's gonna be the only black person in the stadium today. I told him that might happen. I think he put a picture there of him in street clothes. He don't have his uniform on, but are they in uniform yet, Coke Dog? It's kind of early. I don't know about that now. Strepo ain't dressed either. I'm looking at the picture. It's almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Nah, they should be out there in some type of
11. 11. Well, whoever numbers. Okay, because he's out there with Restrepo. I get what you're saying. I get what he's saying now. I'm gonna put the picture up in here. Shout out to Coke Dog, man. Keep him coming. Is it cold, that dog? So we got a picture. I'm gonna put this picture in here out the group. He said we locked in today too. So, I don't know if he's talking about from a mindset standpoint. The team just looks different today, but so reporting live from Blacksburg. We got our reporter on the beat named Coke Dog. Coke Dog out here taking pictures for the football village. So I guess he's standing right next to Restrepo. So I guess you're gonna see more 88, more zero. Yeah, Kobe Young.
Might even see some Isaiah Horton. Might see some Horton out there.
Man, listen, I saw Steed on crutches the other day. It be a lot of injuries that don't get out, dog. So we may not see any Steed today. We may see more, and this is something we talk about in the member group meeting. You know what I'm saying? Earlier this week, we may not see Steed. You know what I'm saying? Don't quote me on that, but he didn't look like he was ready to play a football game. That's Restrepo. That's 83. So got to be more Romello, right? Or you think they just go? You think they finna just do something different? 88. They finna go Kobe Young, because he listen, man. Kobe Young. Alonzo was high on him. First time they actually gave him a shot to do something
in a big time moment, he showed improved, X. Now, all y'all dudes who saying, man, the hell with practice, man. Some dudes to do it in the game. Well, Kobe Young did in the game. You think he just jumped? You think he just jumped the lineup, X?
I don't.
No?
I think you put Brenton in the game to stretch the field, and you put Kobe Young purely in as a
possession
red zone threat. Like go ahead and head top somebody in the back of the end zone. Because when he did, like he found the ball at the highest point, and that's the biggest thing we've been struggling with. Like there wasn't a person that we could say, "Hey, go throw that shit in the back of the end zone and let somebody go get it." I've seen that with Lawrence Cager. He might drop it the first time, but Lawrence Cager will go up there and go get it. So, but you got to have Romello because Romello's going to be that guy who's his route running is going to help you get down the field. Kobe Young's verticality, physicality, and length is going to help you catch the ball in the back of the end zone when it's third or fourth and goal. So it's just Romello got to want it and stop crying. Sorry if I cut you off, X.
Yeah, you right. Melo got to go out there and beat a Melo. We know he was at the West. It wasn't no talk. It was just go out there and show everybody, you know. But again, I think a more balanced offense. You know, the defense. Last week we got 5 sacks, so we got a lot of pressure. I think we need to have some more tackles for loss. That's not. I think we should have at least between 10 to 12 tackles for loss per game. That's not happening.
Right.
We got to, still get the sacks. We got 2 interceptions last week. We got to cause some fumbles, some turnovers. We can't get beat deep. And run the ball. Establish the running game. That way, you don't even give the other team a chance to put up big numbers. You know what I'm saying? When they got to play from behind and stuff like that. You get the ball and you run it, guess what? You taking that clock away from them. Stuff like that. So I think the team should be ready, man. But again, I said this against North Carolina, man, and we didn't come out there like that. So but something gotta give, man. Something gotta give. We gotta get this W today.
That we do.
Sure, you mean 83?
Huh?
You put 88.
Yeah, I mean 83.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead and change that right now because we want 88 to play. We want 88 on the field. But in the picture, you can see it in the picture. 83 is standing next to Restrepo. We know they both. We know Restrepo ain't playing right now, which he's trying to fight to come back. I saw Steve. Steve may not be in there, so we may see some new linebackers. It's 48 degrees out in Blacksburg. And the Canes, boy, that matchup looks stank, boy. 2-3 team versus 2-4 team.
That's what get you on Bally Sports Fitness.
Right, the Bally channel.
That's how you get on the Bally channel.
That's how you get on it, man, right there.
Hey, that's how you get on the Bally channel right there. Don said y'all might be Melo #1 fan, but he may have missed his opportunity. Don is getting there, bro. Because you're hearing upset, maybe transfer. Why does he get on the field and doesn't get targeted? I don't know. Blame Gaddis. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Why you get on the field and doesn't get targeted? I don't know.
Gaddis did.
Yeah. Because I've came to the conclusion that TVD has taught me that if you force the ball to somebody, they may stand up for you. You know what I'm saying? 7 times out of 10, they may stand up for you and make plays. We've seen them force the ball to Rambo. Rambo, I don't know where he at right now. We've seen them force the ball to Mallory, Strepo. Like, if you Latson doesn't do anything with the ball when he catches it. He catches it, he's tackled.
Goes out of bounds.
Freeze tag. You it. He's there. He's right there. He's going out there. But he catches the ball. You force it to him, he catches it. And that's what I'm saying. That's like TVD brand of football, bro. X, you was that type of quarterback, though?
Nah, man, I'm throwing it to the open player.
It seems like it's that brand. But no. So X,
But
you
I
think
understand,
88 just jumped?
Yeah. I mean,
X,
after last week performance, he definitely going to have more opportunity. He probably does jump if Redden is out. Yeah, I think he jumps. But then that makes the wide receiver core still gets thinner because you have Jacoby out, you got Restrepo out, now you got Redden out.
Yeah.
So Romelo has to play. It's nothing else to say, but he has to play because the receiver core is thin. So when he does get the opportunity, he just has to make a play.
Right.
And I think
what
the
about
thing
you, Rich?
with Melo is cool with Jake Garcia. Like Jake would have been the quarterback that was really throwing the Melo because even when they first got here, those two were the guys that was hanging out the most. So now you see TVD, his homeboy is out right now. So he like, man, I got to find somebody else who I could kind of get close to. Lassen on
Man, Don Snap said, "Watch Horton get in before Melo."
Well, listen, man. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, man. But Melo was pretty. Him and his camp was pretty. You know what I'm saying? They was kind of upset last week. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
It might be a locker room thing. He probably said something to that man in practice or in the locker room. Oh, Jake better than your ass anyway, something like that. Now he got to show and prove, and he probably felt like 2 games ago when Tyler got replaced, like that was going to be his opportunity. And then the head coach comes back and says, "Hey, you know what? We still riding with Jake. I mean, we still riding with Tyler." And now all of a sudden now, Melo knows like, oh, I definitely get no targets now. Yeah, you know what? I'm out of here. Like we don't know, but I know Tyler is doing a disservice. Like, yeah, it's people that I play with that I did not like straight up. But it's like for the sake of the team, we gotta put that shit on the sideline. Like, we ain't gotta say shit to each other. We ain't gotta dap each other after no big play. But if I'm open, throw me the mother effing ball, right? Because I'm trying to win games out here. Stats is important too, but I'm trying to win games. And if you see me running butt naked down the sideline, throw the ball. Like we ain't gotta say nothing after that. We ain't gotta talk, whatever. Just make sure I get the ball. I get it. Some people have personality conflicts. Some people that they just kind of gravitate towards a little bit more. But if we are trying to win a game and Melo is my Z, you cut off basically a quarter of the field by not throwing him the ball. And that is detrimental to the success of the team. So we got to get past that. So I don't know if that's what that's just me spitballing. I don't know if that is the case, but it might be. You know what I'm saying? That's just a hype. Nobody take that out here. Oh, Medi said no. It's just a hypothetical. I'm just saying, if that is the case, that could be detrimental to the success of the team as a whole. So if the man is open, throw him the ball.
I agree with you. Like, and that's the biggest part. When you single out receivers and you don't throw to the open man, you do cut off parts of the field. When everybody was looking at, once again, going back to that A&M film, when we were looking at that, we saw that was the case where we would be throwing to one side all the time. We would be doing things to one side. And it's like you cut off part of the field. Mm-hmm. Part of being an explosive offense is being able to stretch guys out so that way they don't play 8 in the box all the time. That way your running game is better. So if you throw on to one side, guys can crowd one side. So yeah, what you're saying is right.
So if you're just getting in here, man, we got a little breaking news. Wide receiver Redding seems to not be dressed. You see in the picture right there, he seems to not be dressed out there, standing next to Restrepo. Miami has been operating, bro, with their top 3 or 4 players on offense missing. Zion, Kobe.
Zion is out. Jacoby George, Restrepo, Redden,
Are we missing one? Zion, Jacoby,
Knighton is back and forth. Don Chaney.
So Miami's been operating this season with their top four offensive players not there, right?
Yeah.
But I think help is on the way, man.
Arroyo is out too. Arroyo's out for the season.
Arroyo out. Like
Really?
I told you, I saw Steve limping around on crutches. Julian said Brinson breakout game. I saw Steve whipping around on crutches. Don, I think somebody said Kobe Young took Melo's spot. Jackson said Kobe took his spot. The Canes is 8-point favorite. Let me see if this thing don't win up again. I doubt it went up again, but they were 7.5 yesterday. They're 8-point favorite. So let's go through a few other games. We got Michigan versus Penn State.
It's gonna be a big game.
Is Manny Diaz doing a good job over there now?
He's doing what he did when he was the defensive coordinator at Miami, having a good defense. He's a horrible head coach, good defensive coordinator.
mind you, X, with other people's talent.
Yeah, with other people's talent.
Right.
That's exactly what he did when he got here too. But when he had to get on that recruiting trail, you see our linebacker room now.
I think Michigan got one of the better defenses in college football.
Yeah. They always have
Michigan does. But I would also say that Penn State's defense was good last year. So I don't know how much Manny has actually added to, make them better, because they were damn good last year. Penn State just, for some reason, can't recruit quarterbacks. Their quarterbacks are horrible.
Yeah.
So
Is it still McSorley?
No, he's gone. He's in the league now.
Who's the
They
quarterback?
got
No, that's Michigan.
No one knows.
Oh.
He's 100-yard a game passer. I have no idea, but it's hard to watch their games because their offense is so bad.
Yeah. Miami still ain't releasing the depth chart. I don't know what's going on, but
Let me see. Let me check my email and see if we got a depth chart sitting in there before we put it on the Canes.
We didn't. I didn't get the email, so.
Hey, shout out to Julian. It's Sean Clifford, and then they said they got a kid, Drew Allard, up next. I watched Drew Allard during the he was in the Elite 11. I'm pretty sure. He was dotting a little bit. Now obviously it's Elite 11. That's not like real competition. We'll see, but yeah, he apparently a 5-star, so he's supposed to be the guy. But shout out to Julian.
See a bit of the day. Gage Shotty just said Virginia Tech head coach Brent Pry coached Penn State defense last year. Say it again. He said Virginia Tech head coach Brent Pry coached Penn State defense last year. So we got Michigan State versus Michigan. Like I say, Michigan has one of the better defenses in college football. They're allowing 165 passing yards and only 81 rushing yards. Manny defense giving up 262 yards. I think that's more than Virginia Tech and Miami.
Right. That's more. I think that's more than last year.
Wait a minute, man. Manny always.
Hold on. You say Penn State giving up how much? How much they giving up on defense?
Huh?
How much they giving up on defense?
262 yards.
Manny is still giving up the same amount. Manny
or passing.
Yeah, Manny is still giving up the same amount.
Well,
Manny defense is still giving up the same amount of passing yards, 262 yards. And Manny's defense over there at Penn State is giving up 165 rushing yards.
But Michigan, their defense isn't good at all.
No, my bad. Y'all calm down. 260 passing and 79 rushing is what Penn State is giving up. That's less than Michigan State. Less than Michigan State by 2 yards.
At the same time, week 1, 35-31 win over Purdue. Week 2, 46-10 win over Ohio. Not Ohio State, Ohio. Week 3, 41-12 win over Auburn. At Auburn. That's his signature so far. Week 4, 33-14 win over Central Michigan, and last week, 17-7 win over Northwestern. Those teams are horrible. This is his first test this week.
That's the text I got.
He hasn't given up 20 points in 4 weeks. But
that's
at the same
problem.
time, he got Michigan this week, then Minnesota, who's trending up, then Ohio State at home, then Indiana, who's not a slouch, then Maryland, who Locksley, I guess, figured out how to play offense, Rutgers, and then Michigan State, who are both terrible. Like,
yeah,
we will know what Manny Diaz defense is because we know Manny Diaz defense. Like, we hear those stats and those numbers. Like, he is a bend don't break. He is always operating off the concept of I will let you get all the yards you need, but we will try to stop him once you get into the red zone, hold you to a field goal. Over the last month, he's done that with other people's talent, just like he did in year one, or his first couple of years here as a DC.
Right.
As a head coach, it is what it is.
See, I got that same text the other day. Fewest points per game allowed. These teams are leading the college football. 8, Illinois, Minnesota, 8.8, Iowa, 9.8, Georgia, 10.7, Michigan, 11.3. Fewest points allowed. The reason these things are skewed is because everybody doesn't play everybody. And Mehdi just made that point. But keep the same energy when your guy is in first place, okay? That's how it goes. But the reason these things are skewed is because everybody doesn't play everybody. You just proved that who the hell has Penn State been playing? What the hell? We was talking about our schedule.
And we got mixed mixed reviews in the chat.
About what?
Just some people saying like shout out to Galaxy King. He says Manny forcing turnovers with new football. You're not holding guys to under 200 yards passing. So that's one take on it. Some folks are saying that, Penn State giving up 342 yards a game. The thing that concerned me about that, though, is those are against opponents that they probably shouldn't be giving up 342 yards a game to. If they're really, if they're going to contend to be the Big Ten champion at all. So that would be my concern. But what do we think about Manny focusing more on turnovers as opposed to limiting a team to overall offensive yardage?
If Manny focused on turnovers last year, he'd be the head coach here still. We are already outpacing in our turnover differential under Steele far more than Manny pretty much at any point last season. Cam Kitchens might have more turnovers by himself than most of the damn team collectively all last year. So being focused on, once again, this is with other people's talent. This is what, as Street just pointed out, Brent Pry's talent. It's easy when you come in and show up at Miami, you have a shot quarterman, a Pickney, a Jaquan Johnson, a Sheldrick Redwine, who you can put on the field and they can go out and make plays when it matters the most, when you're down trailing against FSU. And Redwine probably makes one of the greatest, defensive sacks on Jenny Francois we've ever seen. And that then leads to basically, a victory, when he threw that pick, to Pickney.
Yeah.
And the sack that right. It's easy to do that when those people aren't your players. When we get his players in, as Street just pulled up before he put that thing over there, this is the guys we got. No demons out of South Florida at linebacker. You got a Keontre Smith who's a converted safety, and Corey Flagg, who, don't get me wrong, not staring Corey Flagg, because Corey Flagg is doing his thing, but is that indicative of the type of stand-up Mike Alpha linebackers that we typically have in Miami, like a quarterman? No. So it's easy to win a game with the church's money. It's easy. when you got to come out of pocket and say, hey, what are we doing? Like, and we ain't gonna know until I don't know how long Maine's gonna be at what's called, because even when they made that hire, I was like, James Franklin know his ass on the line, right? Coming into this season, before any games was played, James Franklin ass was hotter than fish grease because of what they were doing up there in the Big Ten.
Right.
Now it looks all great and things may have simmered down, but once again, start looking at that record when they really get in a conference play starting today.
Right.
Someone said that they said they're gonna kill Michigan. We'll see.
We'll see.
They're gonna what? They're gonna kill
Someone
Michigan.
said they're gonna kill.
So
they're gonna kill Michigan.
Talk to me, man. Give people a little recruiting update, man, and talk to them about what you think about Bang visiting Auburn and then the crystal ball coming out, and just give them a little recruiting update for the people who haven't heard, for the people who don't come to the space. I'm gonna step out for a second, all right?
All right.
Post some of this Reading
Bane,
information.
Bane took a little trip to Auburn. He liked it, obviously, but I don't know where that crystal ball came from. That was just an Auburn beat writer who did it. I don't, clickbait for them, I guess. It's a 2-team battle with Bane. It's Bama, UM. UM is going to get the signature on signing day. Damari Brown, he's taking a trip to Florida State tonight. That's still think that's a UM lot right there.
Yeah, it's just a big game. Florida State, Clemson.
Yeah, it's a big game. Big game. All around the country, other schools are having big games where they having the stadiums packed and stuff like that. So
right, Tennessee, Alabama.
Yeah, we just don't have no big game right now, so can't expect all the kids to come in for next week. We play Duke. We really want to come in for that one, but November 5th game we'll have a real good turnout with recruits. Still expecting Pancake to either commit later this month, maybe by the end of this month. The UM. Looking forward to that one.
Can't wait.
That's about it. The only other news, that's about it right now. But we should be good with. Mario gonna recruit. Mario is a recruiter, so he's gonna do his thing. Don't gotta worry about that.
Antoine Jackson, did he reclassify the class of 2023?
Not yet. I think he's working towards that to do it. So we'll see if it happens within like the next couple of weeks, stuff like that, or the next couple of months, because he does want to get in school early. So.
And this is a good question. So King Kane asks, I wanted Dijon Johnson and Kamani McLean on the other side with a sprinkle of Damari Brown. So what are the chances that we have at Dijon Johnson or Kamani McLean at this point?
Well, Dijon just committed to Florida. He just committed to Florida. The chances with Kamani is still there. I still think it's a Bama thing with him, but it could go any way because he does legitimately. He does legitimately loves UM and DVD and stuff like that. Mom's the same. They loves Cristobal, so Cristobal could take the lead into that recruitment and probably pull it off. Hopefully he does, but if he don't, I still think Kamani heads to Bama.
I don't put any weight on none of this stuff in October. I've been saying it for the last 6 months. I'm gonna keep saying it. December is when the chips fall. When the season's over, and here's the crazy thing: Miami got a bad season. I still got faith that Manny gonna go in there and not Manny, Mario's gonna go in there and get the kids that we need to get for this school. Like I know everybody like to kind of hang their hat on that and let it play out. Everybody, if Miami starts trending up, if they flip that switch that we think they're gonna flip, that mid-season switch they love flipping so often over the last few years, and we have even a decent finish. Mario's job is to insert to all these new kids that, hey, y'all gonna come in and be the thing that turns this program around. You know what I'm saying? With Manny wasn't bringing in the guys that we can legitimately depend on right now to say like, hey, when we got this dude, and if they do get him, they end up transferring out anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's a process, and I think people need to understand that it's a process. Do you think I've seen it, but do you think Cormani to Florida is done? I saw crystal ball for that this week.
Nah, I don't think that's done. That crystal ball came from Corey Bender. He's a nobody again, so I don't pay him too much attention. He's a Florida beat writer, so he's not going to crystal ball anybody anywhere else. So.
I really like, a lot of people like Kamani McLean, but I really like the corner from American Heritage. If we get him, Damari Brown, man, I would be happy. I think he has the physical build to play right now, probably at the college level and start, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do good once he gets in school.
I think the biggest.
Obviously.
Hey X, I want to ask you: is there anybody who is not the 5 and the 4 stars, the what I like to call the class solidifiers, the class builders that we're not looking at, or guys we should start looking at? Maybe a 3-star who's on a really talented team that we should be possibly keeping our eyes on.
Ed Joseph, Shamana.
Yeah, Ed Joseph, he's one, but he should be a 4-star. But he's one that keep an eye on. I think he's gonna be a Kane lock soon too.
How about this? Can we get all of those Chaminade kids, man? I mean, what does Miami got to do?
They working on it, man. They working on trying to get those kids, man.
When they gonna get that quarterback a scholarship?
They should have been gave him one. They should have been offered him one.
Is he 24 or 25?
I don't think it's necessary. I don't think necessarily the quarterback has anything to do with it.
And yeah, do we offer 3 QBs in one class? Because
I mean, some of them are underperforming. The ones that we already offered.
I get that, but that's a relationship thing. Like Jen and Rashad is willing to come across the country. You know what I'm saying? And the other guy, I know he was a Florida State guy, but like this late in the process, do you just say, "Hey, F that, we want the kid from Chaminade"? You know what I'm saying? Like, and how does that work?
No. So the kid from Chaminade is 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, it's a couple kids down here that are also 2024, and they already have Miami offers. I don't know if they're committable offers, but they got offers already, and they're not performing as well apparently this season. So I mean, what's the holdup on offering everybody who's 4 stars or better at Chaminade?
Just offer all of them.
Hey, why not?
But Strip, you brought that up the other day, right? That Manny has a good feel for some of these guys, and just because you have a star ranking doesn't necessarily mean you're getting an offer, correct?
Well, yeah, I think Miami, Miami been looking really deep into guys, and do they fit? Is that the mentality you want here? And I think that was have been mentioned, man. I think it's kind of been recently like, hey, man, just take. If they want to be Canes, we're gonna take them. I think we did too much of that in the past, and we're talking about with highly rated kids. I think we did way too much of that in the past. Oh man, they want to be Canes, take them. And now I think they're actually looking at kids like, hey man, will he make it here? Is that the type of kid we want? Is that type of mentality we need here? And we've seen it. Some of these kids are getting passed on, bro. Some of them are getting passed on. Miami don't really want them. Some of them y'all think Miami want them, and Miami like, hey.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. So I wholeheartedly like that process. However, you have to remember that football is still a business too. So for instance, there are some guys that you might recruit as a long snapper or preferred walk-on or whatever to boost your overall GPA of your team, right? Because of press clippings. There might be guys who are straight-laced, church going every Sunday that should recruit on your team. That way, when you have a random drug test, you're like, all right, man, come up here, come take this random drug test real quick.
That should recruit on your team. Right.
So it is what it is. So you always have to have that balancing act on your team with certain guys who fit certain criteria. Just like at wide receiver, even though it's impressive to have a group of all 6'4" wide receivers, but then who gonna play the slot? Who's gonna do the end arounds?
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing on the team.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I appreciate you, C Smooth. We all in here talking about.
I don't even know. That's what C Smooth said. Maybe be talking.
Yeah, I don't know if he's saying I talk too much. I don't know if it's a compliment or not, but shout out to him.
It's a compliment, dog. It's a compliment. Half glass, half empty guy.
Hey, it's a compliment. Like I said, we can't put all this stuff in a vacuum and expect it to just happen day one. Like I said, we talked about it earlier. Guys like Lane Kiffin, that definitely happens, right? Y'all get, yeah, we in the stands, we turn up, and we not on Valley Sports Network on channel 1047. But at the same time, we trying to rebuild a program. Like
right.
2 years of 2 decades of mediocrity is not gonna just get fixed in overnight. It just don't. So we gotta be willing and able to kind of take a step back, you know what I'm saying? Take off the rose color or the orange and green color glasses and say, hey man, as far as recruiting, as far as everything we want to get fixed in this program, where do we have to go? You know what I'm saying? We brought our quote unquote prodigal son back, and we got to give him time to cook, man. Like I said, this is not the drive through at McDonald's. This isn't going to be fixed in a day or a month or a week or a year. You got to give it time for, let that pot simmer a little bit, hey, and then go from there. And it takes support still. Like, we can't sell a program, but the fans decide, man, I ain't coming at it. BS no more. I'll be down in Miami next week. I'll be there Tuesday. I'm gonna be at the Duke game. I fully expect this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been saying it for the beginning of the year. Like, Mike Elko has it in for us. Mike Elko is ready to step on Miami, because the last time he was in that stadium, not counting being on any type of successful SEC team, we put our foot in his ass, and he got something to prove. I'm expecting it to be a loss. I think we win today, decisively today. But if some things don't change, and if we keep having all these injuries pile up, Mike Elko's coming down here with a myriad of our former staff ready to smoke something. Like, just being honest. I will still be at the game, loud and proud, frustrated probably, but I'm gonna be out there because that's what it takes, because I understand the process. So,
well, listen, man, 786-405-9499. If y'all want to get down, if y'all ever thought about investing in the stock market, trying to figure out NFTs, me and Rich been talking. We got some NFTs on BOGO. Buy one, get one free right now. And we're talking about some NFTs that were very, very high. Medi was big on NFTs at the time. Shout out to Sean Round, my big homeboy. Sean Round with the 1999. Shout out to Sean Round. If you want to talk about NFTs, crypto, there's opportunities out there, bro. Kaiser Sose, what's the greatest? Y'all know that? Y'all watched that movie before? What's the greatest trick the devil ever pulled? What's making you think he didn't exist? It's kind of like what happens in the market with things like NFTs and stuff like that. The bad news come out, NFTs are dropped, their prices are down. Oh my God! And then all the people who never got it be like, and then that's how you miss Amazon for $5. So that's how you miss Facebook for $5. But you gotta be up on these things. Go ahead.
The same people talking is quietly in the background, buying up all them same NFTs. They told you, buying up all that crypto. I told you.
The Jack Dorsey first tweet. Y'all remember that one?
Yeah.
So the first time it was purchased from Jack Dorsey, somebody purchased it for I think it was like $2.9 million, something crazy like that. Do you know the other day it sold for $277? So any one of us could have bought that tweet, could have bought that NFT, and had Jack Dorsey's first tweet ever.
And before we
yeah.
Go ahead.
And when the market
Before we
went
get
back
out of
up,
here. Yep.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You say when the market go back up? What's the rest of it?
Oh, when the market goes back up, I guarantee you're gonna make. If you don't make your, let's put it this way: on a tweet like that, on a NFT like that, if I'm wrong, I will give you $277. But if I'm right, you got to give me everything that you make after you cover that $277 you spent.
So the person that sold it got frustrated and sold it?
I guess. Because a lot of people trying to get out of the market because they don't know where the market is going, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, we're seeing glimpses of even big business getting into NFTs. Like, I forget the jeweler who made, this was about a month or two ago, where they made anybody who bought a specific NFT, they actually made jewelry representing that particular NFT. And I guess that was the I forget what you call it. I guess that was the perk of having that NFT.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about jewelry. I forget if it was like Zales or somebody, but anybody who have like the crypto punks.
I think it was Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you got a chunk to go with it.
Listen, we told
they
you. They
call it pendant. We call it chunk.
We told you so, bro. Like we told you when we created ours, we're going to recreate more. All we can do is keep telling them. That's it. Mm-hmm. So we about to get up and roll out of here, man. We're gonna pass this thing on the haze. You got want to say something, Eddie?
Oh, same thing. Like, I don't just say that stuff for football, right? Like, the same thing with the crypto market. People don't understand it because it's new. I always go back and look up what's that guy's name? Brian Gumby. Somebody from the Day Show. He was talking about when the internet first came out. It was like 1996, and how stupid they spoke about it. Like oh, you talk this computer and that. Go look it up. Go YouTube it.
It's for nerds. It was just like crypto. It's for geeks.
Now as we sit here and laugh on the internet, connected more than ever, a daily part of our lives. We're gonna use the internet to watch the game today. We're gonna use the internet to sit here and talk about what's going. You about to use the internet to pass off to Coach Hayes. That stuff is hilarious. Like, and only short-sighted people who don't believe in or trust processes will sit there and say, "Man, all these big businesses like Tiffany's, like Louis Vuitton, they're not investing in it just to lose money. They do it because they see someone sold it to them as a long-term situation and a journey that they got to go through. And when it takes off, a bunch of people gonna be outside looking like, man, I should have got it. And then we're gonna be here laughing at them. Hopefully, a lot more richer."
You know what's so funny? I was listening to Yahoo stock pundits on the news the other day, and even because they're supposed to be experts, but even they were like, "Oh, I don't know why Mark Zuckerberg keeps spending all this money on metaverse, and now it's apparent that he's gonna make his glasses $1,400. Who gonna buy that? Who's gonna buy that? Watch." 3 years from now, when everybody got $1,400 Google glasses on, or in order to see the metaverse, where you could see what a menu a restaurant has just by looking at outside of that restaurant. You ain't got to even walk up to it.
Right. I mean, it's a blanket thing. Like I talk about my boy who I think he made like $160,000 this week. Trading options, you know what I'm saying? Only trading XPX, trading options. And he came in here, he talked about how he didn't know what stocks was a year ago.
Let me get a trash can. I'm gonna throw up real quick. You said 160,000?
He made 80,000 on the 13th of October. He was in here the other day, Gerald Brown. He was in here talking and telling people how he didn't know what trading was a year ago, and till he met me and IOD Squad, and I sat down with him and I talked to him about charts. The same guy we shot the Shamar Stewart interview at his house.
Man, what am I doing with my life?
What's different about him is his mind. Like he has a little money and he understands money. You know what I'm saying? So he's not afraid. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to jump in, invest, and lose money and level up. He didn't know what he made his money somewhere else, but he didn't know anything about trading a year ago. And because of what we do, ILD squad, because he met me through here just like everybody else. Yeah, I think he made like, I'm maybe shortchanging it, dog. Maybe like 160, 170,000 he made this week trading options. Yeah. So I mean, listen, bro, and I'm just saying that to say this. When you're talking about NFTs are down or crypto is down, right? The whole market is down. There's people that control the market, bro. When I say control, they just have so much money across the market that they can pull it down, take their money out, the market goes down. So when you're looking at Bitcoin saying, man, Bitcoin is only 19,000, go look at Hood, Robin Hood. Go look at PayPal. Go look at Square. Go look at Cash App. It's all down. It's all undervalued. If you could just open your mind and listen to what we're saying, it's all undervalued. It's all down. It's not just NFTs. But boy, when they push it up, the market is high as it's been in the last 30 years, and you're gonna be sitting there like, it's too late. Now you long term like a motherfucker.
Hey, I take it like this. It's almost like saying is down. All right, we not want to go to the games. We're not gonna get season tickets no more. But when gets up, y'all gonna be like, dang, I should have got season tickets, or I should have been. And you see the tweet I posted yesterday. Don't be a fan later.
Don't be a fan later.
Yeah.
And then when we do, I'm gonna sell you my tickets from here in North Dakota for some astronomical price, and y'all gonna buy it. And you mad at me? Damn, why they doing me like that? Look, cause when I told you about the process, and y'all ain't listen to me.
I gotta go get on Hayes show, man. So I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta take a break and get on Hayes show, man. But listen, man.
Appreciate you,
all right, bro. Get up out of here. So 786-459-4999. Kane's gonna kick off with Virginia Tech in about an hour. Breaking news. We got people on the scene that saw Redding not dressed. So we're assuming Redding may not be playing today, so we may see more of Kobe Young. We may see more of Melo, or maybe even see the young kid out of Tennessee. So listen, bro, if you want to get down with the market, just text us 786-459-4999 and say IOD squad, and we'll get you going. But I'm D, and I'm about to slide up out of here. Don't put off tomorrow. Something you could do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. I'm D, and I'm out.